The Big Play Reflog Show is brought to you by ShackNews.com. Shack News, the place to be for gaming news, covers all your gaming content needs with a ton of game reviews, interviews, walkthroughs, and guides. Right now, they have a review of the brand new Paper Mario Origami King game, as well as a Shack Chat discussing the new Xbox coming out this fall. Xbox X, Xbox 10, I'm not sure. Go check out the Shack Chat. Also, go check out their streams on Twitch. They cover everything in gaming. Asif and his crew, super laid-back gaming content, awesome stuff over there on Twitch. So if you like video game content, head on over to Shack News. It is your spot all summer long. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the handle at Shack News and at ShackNews.com.
Hi, everyone. Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. You're listening to the best podcast on the air, Boom Shakalaka.
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I ain't no goddamn doctor.
Free Shakalaka. Reflog. It's the golfer backward. Boom Shakalaka.
Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show. Today is Monday, August 3rd, 2020. I am your host, Big Play Dave, alongside my main man, looking a little crispy today, Mr. Chris McNeil.
I was out at the lake all day today, Alum Creek, out on the boat. So I got a little crispy fried. Also got a little wet, too, just like the Indians saw. We're off and on with the weather, either beautiful or really rainy.
Nice. And the one and only Mr. Nick Padone of Padone My Take, Wednesdays at 8. Did I get that right?
Hey, you got it right. What's up?
How we doing, Nick?
I'm good. Thanks for the plug there.
Oh, absolutely. And here, just in a few minutes, we're going to have Brandon Guyer, World Series from 2016 phenom, I will say. He just joined in the green room, so we'll have him on at 9:15. So we'll kick things off here, because tonight on the show, we will kick it off with Power Rank Monday. Most painful things in sports. That could hurt. After that, we'll get into our featured interview with Mr. Brandon Guyer, former Indians outfielder. Pumped to chat with him. It's been way too long. And then we will break down this week's Cleveland headlines. Indians offense falling apart. Although, Chris, I believe you said they scored. They scored?
Yeah, they've scored this evening, 1-0 right now over the Reds down in Cincinnati.
We will take that. Scottish Hammer off the COVID list. Double
Got
G
that going for
on
us.
the COVID
That's
list.
nice.
Drew Forbes opted out. We'll get into all of that. And then we'll have another interview, this time with aspiring NFL player Jarvis Courtney, making a push down in Berea to join the Cleveland Browns. And then if we have time, we'll get a few Would You Rathers in there and our bold predictions for the week. Let's kick things off here with some Power Rank Monday.
It's time for Power Rank Monday.
All right, so in honor of our featured guest, we're going to power rank the most painful things in sports. I will go with my number 3. Getting hit in the face with a baseball.
Eesh, yeah, that's a rough one there, Dave.
I didn't get hit. I hit my dad when I was warming up to pitch in like 6th grade, knocked him out. It was really bad. It was really messed up. He's okay, though. Number 2, no fans in the seats. This is painful. Not so much right now because a lot of MLB teams are used to it, but when we get into the playoffs, that is going to be weird. They have not figured out this virtual crowd yet, as you saw a couple guys walk through the crowd. Didn't pan out so well. So Fox and all of these companies have a little bit of time to work on it. but we're gonna need some fans in the seats for some fall ball here. And my number one, I'm going Kids Spring Soccer League. Nick, you wouldn't understand this yet. You're too young, but spring, 45 degrees, rainy, mud, 8 a.m. Saturdays. It's literally the worst thing. And to watch soccer, I don't like soccer. It's something not to look forward to.
Counterpoint.
Yes.
You can't sleep on the soccer moms, you know.
That's true. That is true. At least a 12 p.m. game or something, though. Come on.
That's true.
We have so many 8 a.m.s. Chris, what are your top three?
My number 3. Turning an ankle rebounding.
Ooh.
I tell you what, I've got like glass ankles, and that's one of the reasons, that and the lack of talent, that kept me out of the upper levels of basketball. But there is nothing more painful than to go up for a rebound and come down on a dude's foot and just totally jack up your ankle and maybe even have it dislocated for a minute or two or a second or two or what feels like a minute or two. Oh, that's like the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's brutal, especially as we get older, Chris.
Number 2. Just a straight up baseball to the nuts. Every time you see that happen, man, that's bad news. Remember Juan Uribe got one?
Oh, yeah.
I do remember that. Yep.
You remember that one? Oh, man, I felt so bad for him. These guys should be wearing cups at that level, you would think. But, man, he caught one right there. That's rough. That's rough.
That is rough.
But not as rough as my number 1. Being a Browns fan. Being a Browns fan.
Not in the offseason, though, Chris.
That's right. Off season, it is good to be a Browns fan. In season, not so much.
Not so much. Nick, what do you got for us? Top 3 most painful things in sports.
All right, for sure. So my number 3, getting kicked, and not like Draymond Green getting kicked, like actually getting kicked. I know a lot of people don't know, but I actually have a black belt in Taekwondo, and there are,
whoa, how do we not know this?
Yeah, that's a hidden Nick trivia question, I guess, is that back in middle school,
so many layers.
Yeah, so many layers. I don't like practice or have anything to do with it now, but back when I was younger, I was super involved with it. And getting kicked, like if you get kicked right in the right spot in the ribs, it'll take the wind out of you.
Oof.
All right, my number 2, wall sits and bleachers. I was split on these, but both, horrible. If you've ever attended any sports practice for any sport, you know that these are some of the worst things you can do. And number 1, kind of going with Chris's turning an ankle rebounding. How about when you jam your finger? I feel like I led CYO basketball and jammed fingers throughout high school, throughout elementary school. Jamming your finger is the worst. It leaves that ugly bruise, and the only way to fix it is just to pull it out and get that disgusting noise. Hate everything about it.
It happens so often, too, throwing the football with my boys. Like, you could just see it coming. The way they catch the football, it's like, oh, that's stoved. Oh, man, that's going to hurt. And they give you that look like, what just happened? It's like, oh, that's a stove finger.
Yeah, that's
Got to learn how to catch.
That's right. That's good parenting there, Chris. All right.
Right.
So,
or just sit there and laugh at them.
What are you doing? Come on.
You idiot. Learn how to catch a football.
All right. So that was Power Rank Monday. And it is time to bring in our first featured interview of the evening. We will be back here in, Chris, what did I say last time? 30 seconds?
Right. 30 seconds.
Probably about 30 seconds.
Take it to the bank.
Don't count, Chris. line, we have our featured interview of the week. Fan favorite from the 2016 AL champion Cleveland Indians and founder of Fully Equipped Athlete La Pinata, Mr. Brandon Guyer. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm great. I haven't been called that in a little bit, but yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're here watching the Tribe. They're not hitting very well whatsoever right now. Is there any way we can convince you to come back, get some clutch hits for this Tribe team?
You know what? They don't need me. They're going to be just fine. No, I'm perfectly happy retired and doing my thing now, but hey, their bats are going to come alive. They're too talented not to. So I was going to say it's so early in the season, but I guess it's only 60-game season. So
how weird is that?
Yeah, no, that's when you actually sit and think about it and realize how important each game, how important each win is. It's interesting.
Yeah, kind of like when there was only 7 games in the World Series in 2016. So let's reminisce for a little bit here. Tribe's a little bit kind of tough to watch right now. So 2016 World Series, you had the highest average on the team, except for one player. Do you know who that was? You won't guess.
Jose Ramirez?
Corey Kluber.
Really?
500. 500. You out of anyone who actually batted, you had the highest average. You had the highest on base percentage of the entire team for that series as well.
Okay.
And we get to Game 7 against the most dangerous pitcher in all of the MLB. You get up there, you get an RBI double. Not enough people talked about that hit, how important that was for that game in the 8th. What was that feeling like when you got that?
I mean, obviously those are the moments you live for, just being in a situation like that. And to be completely honest, I had already visualized being in that situation because visualization was such a big part of my game. So I had already felt like when I walked to that plate that I had been in that moment before. So to me, it just kind of felt like another at bat. But to come through right there and then to be on second base when Raj hit that bomb, to be a part of that, man, it was special. And just to feel the crowd and everything, it was obviously something I'll never forget.
Yeah, so you were on second for a while. I was watching that back today, and Raj, I mean, he hit, he was battling against Chapman. What was it like sitting there watching Rajai? Did you have any idea in your mind that he was going to blast one out of the park and get you home?
I'd be lying if I said I thought he was going to hit a home run. Even when he hit the ball, I didn't think it was high enough to get over. I'm running to third. I'm like, I knew it was going to be a hit, but the fact that it got over, I was like, because he hit it so low. But yeah, just from second base, it was just a grind of an at bat. And what I did notice is just how much choked up he was on that bat, just so he could get nice and short to the ball, and it worked. It was something special.
Then after that, we get the rain delay, right, Brandon? First of all, is that a BS call on the rain delay? What's your thought on that?
Oof. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I can't hate on the ground. Whoever made that decision, obviously, if we would have came out and played good after the rain delay, kept the momentum going, it would have been like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. But it's easy to say now, coming out of the rain delay, and then we ended up losing. That, man, the rain delay killed it, but I don't think it's the rain delay. We did have momentum. Momentum's big in sports, but you can't blame the rain delay. You just kind of gotta blame ourselves.
You're too nice.
Yeah, he is. He wants to say something there. He's not going to, is he? So what was the locker room like when you go into a rain delay? You guys are all pumped up. You're right there at the precipice of winning it all, and then you have this break. What is the spirit in the locker room at that point?
From what I remember, it was just, no one really thought too much about it. It's like, oh, it's, because we have rain delays in other games, and obviously it's Game 7, so it's like, all right, we just tied it up. We just came back. so let's go out there and win the World Series. But, it was pretty chill in there. We obviously knew it wasn't going to last that long, so we just try to keep our mind and body still prepared. But we were just ready to go back out there whenever it was over and get the job done. That's really, really all it was.
I'd remiss not to mention you're wearing a Party at Napoli shirt, which is absolutely fantastic. Talk about the mood around those teams, and Party at Napoli seemed to really encapsulate what you guys were all about. Talk about that a bit.
Yeah, man. So I never played with Napoli. Obviously, I played against them before I got traded there. Always, had a lot of respect for him, and loved watching him go about his business, playing the game, and heard great things. So getting traded over there, he was just the leader of the team. Great guy to go to, made me feel comfortable and confident right away when I first met him when I went over there. So him combined with Tito, it's just such a relaxed clubhouse, just very loose. And I think because of that, that's the reason that, people were able to perform and let the talent come out, because they were just so relaxed. And he made it, him, Tito, the other veterans there, just made it so much easier to go out there and play ball.
What is it about Tito maybe versus some other managers? What are the things that kind of set Tito apart and make him so successful?
I think it's the first thing, what I just said, is the way he goes, he trusts in the players and he lets them go out and play. So because of that, the atmosphere in the clubhouse, the atmosphere in the dugout, a big thing is he's so even, you just feel how even keel he is. So as a player, he's not, someone makes a bad play or we're getting crushed or whatever, he's still the same guy. And as a player, you feed off of that. So you get that during the game in the clubhouse or in the dugout. Then in the clubhouse, you get a guy who's in there playing cards with players, guy whose office is always open to talk to or whatever. And, it's hard not to want to play hard and everything for a manager like that. So he's one of the best for a reason. And he's just an awesome coach, awesome guy.
So, Brandon, you got hit with a lot of pitches in your day. Let me paint a picture for you here, and you let me know what you think of this situation. So yours truly, me, is in 4th grade playing with the St. Monica Tigers right outside of St. Monica Catholic Elementary School. At the plate, got hit with a pitch, took my base. Next at bat, got hit with the pitch again. Went to the base again. Mind you, these are probably the only 2 times the whole season that I had been on base. The ump, the second time, calls me out for not getting out of the way of the pitch. I was like, whoa, dude, you got to tell the pitcher to straighten it out because this is the only chance that I got here to get on base.
That's right. Yeah.
Was the ump in the wrong or was I in the wrong for not trying to get out of the way?
Dude, definitely the ump. or the pitcher. I mean, if he doesn't want to, if you're not going to get hit. I mean, was your any body part in the strike zone?
No. I was like completely I was maybe crowding a little bit, but I didn't lean into it.
Yeah, I've had that situation. No, you're not in the wrong. You're good there, man. I had that situation a couple times against the Red Sox. Like David Price hit me a couple times, and I would get closer to the plate when I would stride and it would hit me. A lot of times I just wouldn't move. Sometimes it wasn't like a conscious thing I thought of, but I would turn into it a little bit. And so it got close to being in the strike zone, but it was never in the strike zone. And so a lot of times they'd be like, come on, he didn't move. So I remember they would try to look at replay or something, but obviously it comes down to the umpire for that. I've been in that same situation, but never before was an umpire like, come on, you got to move like that. It was usually just the opposing manager or players,
Yeah, 4th grade, man. This guy makes a whole scene out of it. So obviously, besides getting hit in the head, which you never want to see, where's the worst place to get hit by a pitch? And do you have any crazy stories of crazy gnarly bruises that you've had throughout your career?
Yeah, well, I'll start with the bruise. The worst bruise I got was the Game 1 against John Lester in the World Series. Hit me in my inner thigh on my right side, and it really didn't hurt at all. Maybe because just the adrenaline and everything, but there's a lot of meat there, so that didn't hurt a lot. But man, it must have hit some sort of vein, artery, I don't know what you call it, but it bruised so much. And I was getting like treatment for a long time, and it bruised for a long time. Then it ran down my leg. So that was probably the biggest bruise. The worst I've been, the most painful is either in like the shin or the knee, ankle. But for me, it was my right bicep. When Charlie Morton was a pitcher with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and there was one, it was kind of like coming in, and I went into it. So I'm like going in, my momentum's going into it. It hits my right bicep. And if I had to pick one, that would probably be, that stands out as the worst pain of all of them.
For sure. My last question for you. We have a little bit on the show. It's called Would You Rather. So let me give you one of those here. Would you rather take an Aroldis Chapman fastball to the ribs? That's a guy you've had some success against. The Aroldis Chapman fastball to the ribs, or just strike out and have to walk back?
Ooh, I got to go fastball to the ribs.
The pro's pro, man. That's why everybody in Cleveland loves this guy. That's the
quick story about Chapman. So I don't know if he hit me once or twice in the World Series, but forget it. It might have been game 4 or 5. He hit me with a pitch, and it literally grazed where the sun don't shine. Like it could have been the worst thing ever. It was like, maybe, I don't know how fast, probably like 100, but it literally grazed my pants barely. So it was like the easiest hit by pitch in my life, but it was so close to being the worst thing that could have ever happened. So yeah, that was
so close by yet so far.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't even congratulated you on your retirement. Congratulations. I mean, that's not that far off. And so we hear you're running a company called Fully Equipped Athlete now. Tell the fans a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah. So I'm really passionate about this. Really, right now, it's just like an online training platform with the main mission of helping athletes of all sports, all ages, really trying to equip them with the tools that I was super passionate about, I don't want to say super, but obsessed with in my career to try to master, whether it was the mental side, nutrition, sleeping, breathing, recovery techniques, proper training. So there's 10 of those tools. And really, I'm just trying to equip athletes with these tools and tools that I really feel like will help them reach their full potential. Because that's what it did for me. That's what it's done for so many people. And there's so much technology out there now, so much new stuff that if you really put the time in and try to, I keep saying equip, but if you try to learn these tools and have them, in your tool bag, it's only going to make you a better player. And I also focus on saying it's better help you on and off the field. So a lot of this stuff you don't need just for sports, you need it for all facets of life. So that's the mission behind it. And it's been about a month now. It's been going cool, good, and having fun, and we'll see where it goes. And, this time we're in, it's tough. So anything I can do to help athletes out there, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. 2020, it's been a long year for a lot of people, so that's awesome. Where can everyone find all the content or sign up? Where can they find all of this?
Yeah, so just fullyequippedathlete.com is the website. I'm on the social medias, Instagram at Fully Equipped Athlete. I have YouTube, so all the social medias. But yeah, fullyequippedathlete.com is probably the best part. And I do free performance calls. It's a 15-minute call, so we can feel each other out, see which is the best direction to go, and see what you really think could help you take you to that next level. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right, 4th grade Nick that we have here on the call. What would be the biggest thing you would tell him to do?
Ooh, I would say keep holding your ground because it's helping you get on base. Maybe work on the swing a little bit so you can get other ways to get on base too. No, but I like your mindset, and I like where that 4th grade Nick would be going. So I think you're on the right. That guy was on the right path.
There's the pep talk. That's fantastic.
Had fully equipped been around in 4th grade, maybe I'd be actually playing on this show.
Hey, it's not too late, man.
There you go.
That's right.
Oh, it's too late for him.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
definitely too late for him.
Brandon, we greatly appreciate the time. We miss you here in Cleveland. It was a heck of a run while you were here, especially that World Series. Love the shirt. And, if you're ever in Cleveland, look us up for a beer.
For sure. Thanks for having me, but obviously miss everyone in Cleveland. It was a great time. So all the best to you guys.
Thanks, Brandon. We'll talk to you soon.
Fantastic. Thank you,
All right,
Brandon.
thanks, guys.
Fantastic stuff from Brandon Geyer. Let me give him a round of applause. Whoops. Wait for it.
I'll tell you guys what.
What's that?
I feel a lot better about myself now than I did 15 minutes ago because that has stuck with me since 4th grade. And I'm so glad that that's just like to hear that come from Brandon Geyer. I feel way better. I have friends still from that 4th grade team that were listening tonight to hear me ask that. So now that
Yes.
joke is just all behind us, man, fabulous night for me.
Did they call you La Pinata in 4th grade?
No, they just called me the kid that couldn't hit and got called out for leaning into one.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right.
Totally vindicated. Totally vindicated tonight. This is a big night for Nick. Way to go, man. Congratulations.
Only thing in that interview that I thought he would admit to was the rain delay. Thought he'd go on the groundskeepers, say, nope, not the right call. Too nice of a guy. Too nice.
They don't talk about that, man. Plutko said the same thing. He was like,
yeah.
I'm over the rain delay.
I mean, I don't blame him.
I
It's
hate when
4
players
years ago.
move on. I really wish they were as petty as we were. I mean, come on. Do not move on. Everybody says move on, but we don't actually want them to move on. Be as petty as we are as fans. Come on.
That's right. That's right. All right, let's move on to some Cleveland headlines.
Dave, the Cleveland Clothing Company is always coming out with great new designs to represent our sports teams as well as our city. And right now you can check out their Cleveland Collage t-shirts, which feature tons of landmarks and highlights of the city, including the West Side Market, the Flats, Little Italy, and much, much more. And as Dave mentioned last week, they also have their line of Vacation in Cleveland, kind of like I'm doing this week. Tank tops and tees, which are perfect for summertime. Be sure to visit any of their locations like downtown on East 4th, the Summit Mall in Akron, in Shaker Heights, or by the Big Play Studio right here in Crocker Park. And if you shop online, Dave, at their website, clevelandclothingco.com, remember to use their promo code or our promo code, Big Play 20.
Either one.
Get 20% off your purchase. Either way you want to do it.
That's right. Okay, so the Indians got off to a hot start.
Indeed.
Tito usually doesn't do that, but he off to a hot start. And then we wrapped up the weekend losing final 3 games to the Twins. That was pretty brutal to watch if you guys watched those games. We've dropped to 5-5. But Chris, any update on the game tonight? Are we still winning?
We are up 2-0.
2-0.
We've managed through 3 innings to have 3 hits. That's almost a hit an inning, Dave. We're hot. We are hot, my friend.
Yes, we are. So, yeah, Tribe's offense has looked god-awful. 2 runs in, I think, had 9 hits as well over the last 3 games. Bo Taylor, Luplow, Greg Allen, they're 0 for 26. It's not great.
Well, if you pick out,
okay,
Bo Taylor, if we were really driving with Bo Taylor to drive this offense, there are so many other ways we could slice this about how we're crappy. Not to look at Bo Taylor being.
All right, Chris, let's go optimistic. Oscar Mercado is batting .080. He's 2 for 26. There's your 2 hits.
There you go. Now we're talking.
And one of those was tonight.
Oh, was it really? He had only one? Oh my God.
Last night during the game, they wouldn't even show his batting average.
That's
when they
fair.
put the graphic up, it would just be some other Oscar Mercado fun fact. The batting average was nowhere to be found on the broadcast last night.
Shoot. All right, so we did this thing last year where you say something nice about the Indians when they're not doing well. Nick, putting you on the spot. Say something nice about the Indians.
James Karinchak. That's a character that we can all get behind, right? I mean, we talk about this so much during Brown season, like what's the gets us meter at? I think James Karinchak went ahead and broke the gets us meter. It changed in 99, warms up with the Ricky Vaughn glasses, comes out to Wild Thing music. Going a little bit heavy with Major League there. Maybe needs to pump the brakes on that, but this guy's pretty cool, and he's got some good stuff in his arsenal too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Chris, say something nice about the Indians.
Lindor's somehow been able to put together 7 RBI, which I didn't realize we'd scored that many runs here in the first 10 games. So, and he's really kind of quietly done that too, because there's been some spots where he has not come up big, but 7 overall, nonetheless, not taking anything from him. We're trying to be positive here. So let's keep some momentum going and get some momentum going from the offense.
That's right. And one of my favorite players, probably my favorite player over the last decade or so, Jose Ramirez, has actually looked pretty good. Had that back-to-back night. He's still batting over 300. So last I looked, he was batting like 333.
Time to bring up
Not
Bobby
bad.
Bradley.
Oh my God, no.
The assassin time, baby. 10 games in. Let's go. Let's get that offense cranking.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, offense, not so much, but pitching has been excellent so far. So
yeah, I'll say
the Indians have only given up, I think, more than 3 runs twice in 10 games. That's phenomenal. Nick, do you is pitching enough to get the Tribe to the playoffs if the bats can't make it all the way through and get some momentum going?
I'm going to say no, because you asked me the same question last year, and they didn't make the playoffs last year on pitching it alone. The bats need to wake up at some. Yeah, the bats need to. I don't remember if you really did, but people say, you need good pitching to get to the playoffs. Yeah, you need kind of a whole balanced team to get to the playoffs. And we brought in Puig to address that exact situation, and Reyes, who has been awful so far.
Yeah, we didn't even mention him.
Frustrating.
Yeah, he's been very frustrating. Has not lived up to the hype, because you guys had, before I started really filling in a lot, when you guys had Meisel on and Mandy Bell, they both said like the guy to look out for is Franmil Reyes and like to get excited about. So I really had my hopes up, but man, it hasn't been pretty for him. So long answer to a short question, the bats need to wake up. And I don't think that good pitching alone is enough to get into the playoffs, especially in a shortened season.
Yeah, God, Chris, I feel like in this early springtime when there was nothing going on and we had the Tribe reporters on, like Franmil Reyes losing 25 pounds, we probably talked about that for like 3 weeks straight.
It really made a big difference. That's what I'm reminded of every time we talk about the Browns and these little off-season things. It's like, yeah, it really doesn't matter once you get a week into the season. Same thing with the Indians.
That's true. But you look at the schedule, obviously there's only 50 games. Royals, Tigers, White Sox, Pirates, 30 of those.
That's good.
None of those teams are any good.
Right.
And Shane Bieber.
So that's good.
Chris, would you like to say anything nice about Shane Bieber?
Oh, my God. What a stud, huh? How about that with the Kluber thing? Everybody's upset about Kluber going. Kluber goes out there and unfortunately immediately gets hurt. You never want to see that. But then Bieber just kind of steps in and has everybody going, oh, wow. Wow. We already had the next Kluber right here on the staff. We kind of knew that last year with the All-Star, but you never know whether that's a flash in the pan or not. And holy Toledo, he keeps this up, man. He is just going to eclipse things from what Kluber did. Now that's way early for a guy like Kluber who had 2 Cy Youngs, but it's really nice to see a guy right out of the gate just taking the reins as the ace this year, especially when he got an established guy in Clevenger ahead of him. But I think he's done a really nice job, and that's an understatement. This is fabulous so far.
Little shade with Clevenger there. I like that. Very subtle.
Just saying.
Yeah, these starters, 86 batters struck out in 10 games. The starters, that's not even the relief pitching. That's insane. That doesn't make any sense. And Karinchak, Nick, you talked about him earlier. He looks like he's going to be our legit closer. I know it's early. We don't have a bunch, to look at, but Brad Hand, Karinchak, I feel like Tito's going to go with Karinchak for the remainder of the season. What do you think?
I don't know. The thing that bugs me with Tito sometimes, and I feel like this is like his only flaw that people always bring up, is that he sticks to his guys so much. Like we saw that with like Josh Tomlin. There were certain times where it'd be like, okay, this guy is literally puking up on the mound. We have to get him out of there. And Tito would just ride, the guys like that. I can't think of any other examples. Maybe Brian Shaw towards the end there, Tito would continually go to. So I hope that, sorry for bringing that up, Chris. So I hope that it doesn't turn into that with Brad Hand. Like maybe kind of be proactive about it and get Karinchak in there closing, a little bit more used to that, especially against these bad teams that we have coming up with the Pirates and Detroit. Maybe get them into a little bit of groove there. So come time when it's, time to make a push, it doesn't all come crashing down.
Yeah, you got Clase and Karinchak next year. 1-2 punch.
No. Was it the horse steroids that was making Clase throw 100 or
yeah, we can't talk about 2021 sports. That's what we do with the Browns. So let's move on to some Browns. So the Browns offensive lineman Drew Forbes and Drake Dorbeck have opted out for the season. Forbes was expected to kind of compete for that starting right guard job this year. We might have.
I shouldn't have gone for that authentic Dorbeck jersey. I just ordered it too. What the hell was I thinking, Dave? Man,
I don't know, Chris. I don't know. But hey, you know what? Maybe we're gonna have a guy on here in a few minutes who might be able to replace him. We'll find out. But Nick, besides Baker, what's one Browns player that would completely derail the season if they opted out? And don't say Odell Beckham Jr. for your clicks. Don't do it.
Wow, that's actually what I was going to say, because Miles is such a layup answer, because obviously the season would be derailed. But we saw good things from Chad Thomas. We saw good things from Olivier Vernon when he actually played. So since I'm not allowed to say OBJ, I'm going to say Landry. And my reasoning why is that puts a lot of pressure on Hollywood to kind of step up there in a position that he's in a sense unfamiliar with, facing the fact that he barely played at all last year. And the fact that Kevin Stefanski most of the time only likes using the two receivers anyways. So you lose one of your guys that you have invested so much money into. You just lose those guys due to opt out, no injury or anything. That hurts you a lot, in my opinion. And it hurts Baker's development. It hurts the offense in general. And I think losing either OBJ or Landry could be detrimental.
How about Nick Chubb? How about Nick Chubb as the answer here? I mean, I think he's a pretty big piece of what we do, right?
Yeah, we have a pretty decent backup, though.
I understand that. I understand we have a nice little stable there, but come on.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
true.
if it's not Jamie Gillen,
and
Jamie Gillen would be the other obvious answer. You guys are just totally glossing over here.
What about Garrett Gilbert?
What's eating Garrett Gilbert?
Yeah, so Garrett Gilbert, Dontrell Hilliard are both on the reserve/COVID list. We got, speaking of the Scottish Hammer, he is off the list, back and practicing.
Let's see if he can test positive for the third time now. He's back to back.
How weird is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. But does this Browns roster, do you think, have the depth to handle multiple injuries, COVID, opt-outs? Do you think we're at any advantage or disadvantage compared to these other NFL teams, Nick?
I think we're definitely at an advantage. And had you asked me that last year, I'm not too sure, because we saw John Dorsey did not care at all about depth. I mean, he was bringing in guys off the street that nobody had heard of before to play those last few games. Like, really, I don't even know if you could put that much of that on Freddie Kitchens when you have –
yes, we can. We still can, Nick.
When Miles and Olivier Vernon were out, that defensive line was disgusting. I don't even want to go back down that road. So yeah, I do think the Browns roster has the depth to handle multiple injuries and COVID opt-outs, and I think that's something that analytically driven front offices try to do, because the whole DePodesta-ism in that famous spreadsheet that surfaces Twitter from now and again is always bring in cheap depth. Wherever you can find it, bring in cheap depth. And I think they brought in cheap starters on one-year deals with guys like Carl Joseph, Andrew Sendejo, Andrew Billings on that defensive line. So that way, if you do lose a key piece, you have depth, and you could use late draft pick, like a guy like Sheldrick Redwine, if Sendejo goes down. He's a little bit older. So I think the thinking and the IQ of Andrew Berry and Stefanski definitely benefit in this season where it's going to be so many injuries and opt-outs. We haven't even talked about, a shortened training camp and no preseason and the injury implications that could come with that, with these guys not having really any time to warm up and ramp themselves up for actual NFL games either.
Chris, you worried at all?
I'm always worried. It's the Cleveland Browns. Well, and it's, even something like COVID that affects everybody pretty much, on the surface, the same across the league. Everybody's going to have to deal with the same kind of hurdles and everything. Somehow it's just going to end up screwing us. It's just like the person on second base starting in extra innings, right? Same deal there. It's like as soon as you heard that, you knew it was going to screw us, and it did right off the bat. Same thing with the Browns. It's going to end up screwing us. Even though it affects everybody in the league, it's going to end up screwing us more than anybody else.
That's true.
That's right.
That is very true. Let's check in with the comments here real quick. What's up, Always Positive Jay? John says Van Pelt is fixing Baker. I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah.
We got
that foot stuff is interesting,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
At this stage of the game.
Wait, explain this to me. Are you talking about his footwork? Are we going down a footwork path?
No, we're not.
We are briefly. We're
doing
going
it.
down a foot. He's changing his footwork. That's
It
all
is
you need.
August.
Of
It is
course.
August. That's footwork month, man. We're almost there.
Yeah, it's like stages you go through with a quarterback. I mean, come on. It's like you go freshman year, and then you go sophomore slump, and then you go into footwork, new coach, really understand the system, and then it's a progression. But okay, fine, footwork this time.
Yeah, we had John earlier say, bullshit, it was the rain delay. Didn't even rain hard. We are with you, John. We are with you from that Brandon Geyer interview. All right, let's move on to our second featured interview of the night. I don't know if we're going live to Berea or what's going on with Jarvis right now, but this is an incredible story, and we will have him on the line here in about 30 seconds. Stay tuned as we bring him on to the show.
Right, twist it?
Can you flip it or no? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're
Is
good.
it good like
Yeah,
this?
you're good. You're good. All right, it is time for our second featured interview of the evening. Because we got 6'6", 300 pounds of beef joining the show. Aspiring NFL lineman who was in Berea today looking to get his shot with our Cleveland Browns. Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show, Jarvis Tank Courtney. How you doing, man?
How you doing, sir? I'm doing good.
Excellent. Thanks for taking some time. So you've been a busy guy. Obviously, you're here in Cleveland. You're still here in Cleveland?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you were at Berea, the Browns facility today. I saw you standing out there. Very cool pictures. You're a determined guy. How is it going thus far?
Well, it's going good. You know, the fans are good. I'm just out here just looking for an opportunity, praying and hoping for an opportunity with the Browns. My journey wasn't like everybody else's. I wasn't able to go to college or whatever. I stayed home to help out my mother with my little brother and my little sister. And then 2016, I lost my grandmother to cancer, and I remember telling her that I was gonna make it to the NFL, and that's one promise that I will never break. Because my grandmother, she was my best friend, and she was like a mother figure to me. And just sticking to those promises, giving her everything I got each day. And then just going to college at the age of 23, at junior college, Lewisburg College out in North Carolina, and just remembering how the head coach, I introduced myself and everything like that, and the guy never gave me his name. He just said, how old are you? I said, I'm 23, and he looked at me and was like, yeah, you're too old. We can't use you. And then he was like, basically told me to give up on football and just, stick to my education. I was just looking at him like, man, like, you're a head coach. Would you tell me just to give up on something? Like, how would you feel if someone told your kids to, no, you should just stop that and just give up and just go stick to something else, By all means, I wanted, education is key. But I have talent in football, and I'm not just going to let that go to waste. So I started making workout videos and stuff like that. And I seen that the West Virginia Rough Riders Arena Football League had a trial coming out. And I went there. I dominated the trial. I got picked up, played 8 games there. Then I got picked up by Harley out in Washington. I played with the Skyhawks. I dominated that league. I won offensive lineman of the league. And then I got picked up by Howard League in the CIF for Salina Liberty out in Kansas. And I was only out there for 2 weeks. I dominated camp and everything like that. And it's like, that's when the virus and everything just like impacted everything. And they just sent people home. And, we were just waiting on the president of the league, to give us a go when we could come back. But they end up suspending the league because it got so serious, like the COVID and everything like that. So I went back home, my hometown, Maryland. I went back down there, was training for like 3-4 months, just putting out my videos and everything like that, as y'all can see. And it's just, just hoping to just giving that one opportunity, because I didn't have the opportunity like everybody else did. And it's just like, I want people to know, like, I see an arena football as an opportunity, and I took it. And it was like a stepping stone, so I took it. Don't allow arena football to define the type of player that I am. It was an opportunity, and I went at it. Just like if I would have had an opportunity to go on to college to play, I would have took that, but I didn't. And, like my mother, she needed me. I stepped up as a son and as a father figure. And I felt like I had to do what I had to do for my family. And I did that. And here I am today. Just, I'm the underdog in this situation. And I feel like how everybody down the Browns and everything like that, you look on the medias and everything like that, it's always like the Browns at the bottom of the list. And I'm like, man, it's time for a change. And I feel like I fit like perfect with them. And just the type of energy that I can bring and the type of player that I am, I can bring to the table. Just like, they just feed off of that, we'll be unstoppable. And we give Baker Mayfield some time. They said Baker only need like 5-6 seconds. I'm going to give that man at least 15 seconds in the backfield. Like, do what you got to do. I got you. And just like, I feel like they have the Super Bowl season. And it's just like, it'd be a blessing if, they just give me that opportunity. And they give me that opportunity, I'm just going in and just dominate everything and show them why I should be here.
Jarvis, and what's that arena football grind like? Because obviously it is a grind in itself, and a lot of people aren't familiar with that compared to NCAA football, the more traditional route, if you want to say that. What is the arena football game kind of like in the training with all that?
Arena football is fast paced. You got to be in shape to play arena football, honestly. The football field is shorter. You got 3 down offensive linemen, you got 3 down defensive linemen. The game is like a one-on-one battle. So if you get beat one-on-one, the quarterback, he's, if the defensive lineman isn't that good, but if the defensive lineman is, decent, he's going to get to the quarterback. You just gave up a play. And you just like, me as a player, I will win every one-on-one battle. I never strap my helmet up to lose a one-on-one battle. Arena football it's physical. A lot of people overlook arena football, but arena football is physical. I mean, you got people getting knocked over the walls, everything like that. It's crazy, but I'm ready to do the thing, man.
So, I mean, you have a ton of followers here in Cleveland, Ohio. How did this all come about? Was this via Twitter and just the support of Browns Nation, or how did you become so intertwined with Cleveland?
Man, it's just like I was saying earlier, just that underdog mentality, man. It's just like, getting overlooked and, just seeing like Cleveland basically being overlooked, like, these guys gonna go 0-16. It's like, it's time for a change, just get that out of people's head. Like, you don't have to always look at this team as like 0-16. They can go 16-0. Just, you got to keep the faith. You got to have the mindset. You got to have the drive. You got to be willing to change people's mindset, and I just feel like it's time for a change, seriously.
So where do we sit right now with you and the prospects of the Browns at, 10 p.m. on Monday, August 3rd? What's it looking like? What's the latest update?
Well, right now, I had went there and I was waiting for someone to come out, but they basically had everything closed off because of like COVID and everything like that. And then I had seen a security. I had stopped him and I asked him a couple of questions or whatever. And he was like, he could give me the front desk number and everything like that. He was like, have your agents contact them, just ask them for a trial. So that's what my agent doing right now.
Okay,
Beautiful.
very cool.
So you do have an agent? You are set up with somebody with representation?
Yes, sir.
That's a step in the right direction. That's very good. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so we've been following it along on Twitter. Now, have you been to Cleveland before? Or is this your first time?
It's my first time in Cleveland. This
right.
is like my first time with like close to anything with the NFL.
Yeah.
Anything.
So what do you think about Cleveland? I know it's a little bit different right now with COVID and what's going on, but we had always positive Jay in the comments here. He wants to know how you like the food in Cleveland. So have you had much experience with the fans here so far during this brief visit?
Yeah. Yeah, I had met up with, a couple of fans. A couple of fans was like, hey, that's Frank the Tank right there. He flew all the way in from Cleveland. Like, I hope they give him a shot and everything like that. The food is good. Positive Jay, it was fun hanging out with him. Me and him was just talking about everything. And then I was telling him, I was like, man, listen, I can't just, come here and just eat a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, I got to be ready to, if I get that opportunity, I don't want to go out there being sluggish because I just came out here and just ate a bunch of food. But, he's a good guy. He definitely is. And the fans are good too.
So today, I don't know if you saw the news. Obviously, you were busy out there in Berea and in front of the Brown Stadium as well. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson became part owner of the XFL. You talked about, the layers on layers of stepping stones that you took to get to the NFL. Mm-hmm. Would you have any interest in joining a league like the XFL if it ever came back?
Don't take this as a disrespectful way.
No,
because like I know like when I'm ready for something, and I wouldn't come here or go like anywhere higher if I didn't feel like I was ready. So like I'm right here and I'm ready. Like I'm more than XFL talent.
I love that. I love the dedication. We respect the hell out of you. So when you're there in Berea, is there anything that the fans can do to help out? Should we be making signs? Should we be knocking on the door? How can we help you get on this Browns roster?
Most definitely, like signs. That'd be great. Like everybody in Cleveland want me here. They've seen my film. my workout videos and everything like that. And I was just telling him, like, y'all see an arena football film. That film isn't anything. Like, I get into the NFL, you're gonna see more. You're gonna see a lot more. But it was just like the fans can just, everybody just come together and just, one opportunity. That's all that I need. Like, we ain't got to discuss no type of contracts and nothing like that. Like, I just want an opportunity to show you what I can do, what I can bring to the table, and how I can help this organization win a championship.
Jarvis, how long would a quick workout take for the Browns to take a look at you, let you in the building, show what you got? 15 minutes?
Drill.
Like, right?
The first drill.
Love at first sight. That's what they're going to have for you. Right there.
Most definitely.
That's right. Come on, Browns. Let him in the building. Let him in the building. Give him a few minutes. It can't hurt. We've had some line trouble over the years. We could use a guy like Jarvis Tank Courtney. Let's get it done.
So of all the drills, is there one in particular that maybe you think showcases you the best?
All of them.
How did I know that was going to be the answer? I just knew it.
Every drill.
There's no backing this man down. He just wants to take on the world. Just give him a chance. That's what you're saying. No matter what the drill. Hell, put you quarterback drill. You'll do that. You'll run the ball. Whatever the drill is, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oklahoma drill. You down for that?
Most definitely. Any drill. I will win.
Beautiful.
I never strap my helmet up to lose. I will win.
Now, Jarvis, how long do you plan on being here in Cleveland? Browns fans are going to do everything they can to help you out in this process, support you. I mean, you should see the comments. You see them all day on Twitter. They love you, man. Everyone here loves you. What's kind of the next steps in the process outside of the agent kind of working on that things? Are you planning on staying here for a little bit, or maybe heading back and then seeing how things shake out?
Well, I'm supposed to be leaving Thursday. I know I got an interview out at the stadium with Cammie Justice on Wednesday.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So
she's great.
Yes, sir. That's something that I'll be doing Wednesday, and just tomorrow, just going on a run, honestly, just clearing my head, just staying prayed up is one. That's something that I'm really strong at, and just praying for the opportunity. Like I said, I never had an opportunity growing up, but he let me in there. I'm gonna show them what I'm about, though. Like, I talk it, but I definitely can back it up 100%.
Well, definitely a strong first step by being on our show, and we wish you absolute best of luck with everything. We are rooting for you, want to see nothing but good things for you, and want you to get a chance to show the Browns in some of these drills just how fantastic you are on the field. So best of luck.
Appreciate it, sir.
Keep Baker's uniform clean, all right?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Thanks, man.
All right, Jarvis, we appreciate your time. As I said, everyone in Cleveland's rooting for you. Where can they follow you on Twitter if they're not already? They probably already are, though.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Follow him on Twitter at Frank_Tank_52. Jarvis, appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was Jarvis. I almost called him Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Courtney. Fantastic stuff out of him. Man, he is determined, dedicated, and he has the confidence. He's got like Jarvis Landry confidence.
Yeah, there's no curveballs that he's not going to be able to hit there. It didn't matter. You're trying with the XFL. He's waving off the XFL.
I like that. I love that.
Give me the Browns, and then I'll do whatever. I will show the Browns. Just give me an opportunity, and it will happen. So, hey, that's the kind of mindset I believe you have to succeed, especially in professional sports. So, best of luck to him. I hope it works out. We'll see. We're all going to be eagerly watching. I'll tell you what, it's hard not to love the guy and what he's gone through and what he's trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
So, man, best of luck. Best of luck. It's a hard business, man, and he's going at it the absolute roughest way to get into it, and he's making a go of it, and I love that.
That's right. He's like Giuseppe of last year, and we saw how that worked out. He got in. He ran back a touchdown. So
That's right.
This could be another Cinderella story. That would be fantastic. So, Jarvis, we're rooting for you. All of Brown's Twitter's rooting for you, and we look forward to continuing to watch that progress in the process of trying to get on the Cleveland Browns. Let's move into a couple quick would you rathers, and then we'll get you out of here on this Monday. Nick,
now, Dave, before you go into this, I must give you some props. I must give you some props for those listening at home.
What?
Don't realize that Dave is playing hurt tonight. He is playing hurt. He said his stomach was hurt. He may have a touch of the Tito here going on, but he's here. He's here, and he is muscling through not one, but two guests. And then he insists on going into the would you rathers after 10 o'clock. So God bless him, man. He is a pro's pro. He's a real gamer. So tip of the hat to you, Dave.
Why, thank you. I am struggling, but it is the fourth quarter. So here we go. Nick, let's
overtime.
Let's
we got a man on second.
Up. Nick, would you rather? Okay, obviously a win's a win, but would you rather watch a 1-0 win with a great pitching duel or win a game 10-9?
Oh, give me a 10-9. I've seen so many 1-0 so far out of this Tribe season. Give me 10-9. All the offense I could get, I'll take.
I'm with you there, definitely. All right, Chris, if the NBA was able to set up a tournament for 8 teams not involved in the bubble, I think that might have been Nick's bold prediction last week, would you rather watch the Delete 8 with the Cavs or the first round of the actual NBA playoffs?
Oh, I think you know my answer. Give me the Delete 8. I love that. That's fantastic.
Wouldn't that
Not
be
only do I
fun?
get the Cavs, but I also get something that's fun in the NBA. I love that.
Yes, the NIT of the NBA. Why not?
That's right.
All right, Nick, back to you. Would you rather watch the current Indians offense or the last season's Browns offense? God.
Current Indians offense, because they still have
Really?
they
Wrong
still
answer.
No, come on. They still got a long road ahead. Not as long as usual, but a longer road ahead. They still got 50 games out in front of them. They could get it turned around. The Browns offense from last year is done and forgotten about. Those videos are on YouTube for the rest of eternity. This Indians team, though, they still have time, a little bit of time to turn it around. So give me the current Indians offense, especially tonight. Win it here.
Yes, 2-1. They've mustered 2 runs in 5 innings. This is just they're unbelievable. What an offense.
Bold predictions, then we're out of here and I'm going to bed.
Bold predictions.
All right, my bold prediction for the week is that next Monday we had a former Indians player on this week. We will have a current Indians player on next week because it's an off night. And what else would they want to do except come on the Big Play Reflux Show?
That's a good producer right there. Somebody who knows the off nights a week ahead of time. Well done.
Chris, bold prediction.
I'm gonna repeat my bold prediction from last week because why the hell not? Last week I said Yu Chang would hit a game winner, and I said book it, and I said take all your money and bet it in Vegas. I hope you didn't. If you still got that money laying around, go ahead and book that for this week. Yu Chang, baby.
If that happens, he will be our guest on Monday.
Yes, that'd be even better. So my bold prediction ultimately is Yu Chang on Monday.
Nick, bold prediction.
Here's an incredible one for you guys.
Oh, boy.
The Browns are going to work Jarvis out this week before Thursday, before he goes home. It's like going to be one of those job interview things. He's going to have to walk out and go all the way home just for them to call him back in, give him the training camp offer, and he's going to be in pads by the middle of this month, getting ready to go for this training camp. How's that for some optimism there, boys?
The feel-good story Cleveland needs right now. There you go.
That is
Love it.
right. Nicely done, Nick. Jarvis, we're rooting for you. All right, thanks for tuning in to the Big Play Reflux Show. Huge shout out to Brandon Geyer. Great talking to him about the World Series back in 2016. Go check out Fully Equipped Athlete, what he just started up. Fantastic stuff with Brandon. Thanks for helping Nick out. And
Seriously, made my night.
Jarvis Cordy, we are rooting for you, my man. So we will follow that journey. Thanks for coming on our show. Huge shout out to Shaq News, Cleveland Clothing Company, and we will see you guys next week, next Monday at 9 p.m. Good night.
Hi, everyone. Tim Kinsler from NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. You're listening to the best podcast on the air, Boom Shakalaka.
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. I ain't no goddamn doctor.
Free Shakalaka.